Mercury. The moment you arrive, you'd weigh about 38% of what you do on Earth, but that's the only good news. There's no breathable air. You'd lose consciousness in around 15 seconds and die within a couple of minutes. Mercury has almost zero atmosphere to trap heat or block solar energy. The sunlight is over 6 times stronger than on Earth, making the surface blindingly bright. If you land on the sun-facing side, it is an absolute solar oven. Temperatures hit a blistering 430 degrees Celsius. You would scorch, dehydrate, and bake alive in seconds. What if you land on the dark side? Without an atmosphere to retain heat, the temperature instantly plunges to a brutal minus 180 degrees Celsius. Your body would flash freeze into a solid block of ice before you could even take a step. Even if you managed to stand exactly on the Terminator line, the narrow twilight zone between the freezing night and the boiling day, you aren't safe. The pure vacuum of space would rupture your lungs, while massive doses of unshielded solar radiation would instantly fry your cells and shred your DNA. Venus. You'll weigh about 91% of what you do on Earth, nearly normal. But Venus is literal hell, and it will kill you in 3 distinct, horrifying ways at the exact same time. First, the atmosphere is a thick, choking blanket of 96% carbon dioxide. But you wouldn't even have time to gasp for air because of the pressure. Venus's heavy air creates a crushing force 90 times greater than Earth's, which is the equivalent of being a mile deep underwater. The moment you arrive, the air itself would instantly flatten your lungs and crush your bones into powder. Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system at a constant 475 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead. Day or night, the temperature never drops. Your clothes and skin would instantly burst into flames, turning you to ash. To top it off, the sky is filled with corrosive clouds that rain highly concentrated sulfuric acid, dissolving whatever is left of you before you even hit the ground. Earth. Welcome home. On Earth, your weight is exactly 100%. The air is a perfect mix of nitrogen and oxygen, and the temperature is just right. It is the only planet in the solar system actively keeping you alive. Mars. Weighing about 38%, the atmosphere is 95% toxic carbon dioxide. But the real shocker is Mars's incredibly thin atmosphere, which is 100 times thinner than Earth's. Because the air pressure is practically non-existent, it drops well below what scientists call the Armstrong limit. This means the boiling point of liquids drops below your natural body temperature. The moisture on your eyes, your tongue, and inside your lungs would literally begin to bubble and boil away from your own 37 degrees Celsius body heat. If the boiling fluids don't get you, the extreme cold will. Mars is a dead, frozen desert. While a rare summer afternoon at the equator can reach a brief 20 degrees Celsius, the planet's average temperature is a bone-chilling minus 60 degrees Celsius. Even if you manage to shelter from the cold, the planet is an invisible minefield. Mars lacks a global magnetic field, allowing intense cosmic radiation to constantly bombard the surface and tear apart your cells. On top of that, planet-wide dust storms can rage for months. Jupiter. The moment you arrive at Jupiter, you'd weigh about 2.5 times what you do on Earth, making your own body feel crushingly heavy. But your biggest immediate problem is that Jupiter is a gas giant. There is no solid ground to stand on. You would instantly begin a terminal freefall straight into the abyss of the planet. There is no oxygen here, just a toxic mix of hydrogen and helium. You wouldn't even live long enough to gasp for air. Before you even touch the outer clouds, Jupiter's insane magnetic field hits you with a wall of lethal radiation. It acts like a giant cosmic microwave, instantly frying your central nervous system and killing you from the inside out. If you somehow survive the radiation, your downward plunge becomes a chaotic nightmare. You would be sucked into apocalyptic storms like the Great Red Spot, where violent winds whipping at over 600 kilometers per hour would violently rip your body apart. As you fall deeper into the thick atmosphere, the pressure skyrockets to thousands of times greater than Earth's. It would act like a giant hydraulic press, instantly flattening your bones and organs into a liquid pulp. To finish it off, the intense atmospheric compression causes temperatures to spike to thousands of degrees, completely vaporizing whatever is left of you into the gas. Saturn. Just like Jupiter, Saturn is also a giant ball of gas with absolutely no solid surface to stand on. You would instantly begin a terminal freefall into a toxic fog of hydrogen and helium. Saturn's hypervelocity winds will tear you to pieces, reaching a staggering 1,800 kilometers per hour, nearly 4 times faster than the wildest tornadoes on Earth. Combined with an upper atmosphere temperature of minus 178 degrees Celsius, you'd be ripped apart while simultaneously being flash frozen. As you tumble deeper, the environment gets weirdly lethal. The extreme atmospheric pressure crushes carbon in the air, creating a literal downpour of diamond rain. You would be violently pelted by chunks of diamond traveling at bullet-like speeds. Finally, the deeper you fall, the air pressure multiplies to thousands of times greater than Earth's. Like a massive planetary trash compactor, it will instantly liquefy your organs and crush your bones into mush before the planet's scorching inner heat completely vaporizes your remains. Uranus. Uranus is an ice giant with absolutely no solid ground, meaning you would instantly begin a terrifying freefall into a bottomless, toxic abyss. There is no oxygen here, so you'd lose consciousness from suffocation in 15 seconds. Your brief final moments would also smell utterly atrocious. The upper clouds are filled with hydrogen sulfide, meaning the entire planet literally smells like giant, cosmic, rotten eggs. As you plunge deeper, you would hit the coldest atmosphere in the solar system, with temperatures dropping to a brutal minus 224 degrees Celsius. You would be instantly flash frozen into a solid block of ice, while violent winds screaming at 900 kilometers per hour rip your frozen body through the dark fog. If you keep tumbling, the gas compresses into a massive, slushy ocean of high-pressure water, ammonia, and methane ice. The atmospheric pressure multiplies to millions of times greater than Earth's, instantly crushing your bones and flattening your entire body into a microscopic speck. Neptune. Neptune is a colossal ice giant with no solid surface, just an endless drop into a toxic fog of hydrogen, helium, and methane. There is zero oxygen. However, the extreme weather will kill you way faster. At the cloud tops, temperatures plunge to a numbing minus 214 degrees Celsius, instantly flash freezing your body into a fragile block of ice. Then comes Neptune's specialty, the most violent winds in the solar system. Screaming at a terrifying 2,100 kilometers per hour, these supersonic gales move faster than a fighter jet. They would instantly blast your frozen body apart, shattering you into a cloud of tiny ice crystals. If your remains keep falling, you'll sink into a crushing, slushy ocean of super-pressurized water and ammonia. The pressure here is thousands of times heavier than Earth's deepest ocean, instantly liquefying whatever is left of you before the planet's scorching internal core completely vaporizes the rest.